Over-militarization and underfunding causes crime. Anyone against a cult is locked up, shot, or fined, and for not playing ball with a system that's so big and a cult that's got everyone under control. Looking around at cities, I see no love. I see phones and simulation of those hard-earned funds into their own pockets. Everyone needs work, but only working jobs that turn profit, or pulling a chain of people so that a few can earn big money. They call them CEOs. They're only out to serve themselves and the shareholders, who want more money. Bankers took $30 billion in overdraft. Let me clarify by saying they took $30 billion from people who had no money. They go broke, and they expect you, the taxpayer, to pay for their lapping schemes. What is interest on this thing we call money? It's monopoly currency. The only ones who can print it are privately owned company calling themselves the Reserve Bank. Only recently has there been banks of the Reserve in the Middle East. Funny it came after war and bloodshed, sort of like a crusade, and while I'm no warrior on any front of that war, I can clearly see it's vindictive of the Luciferian ways. You're born to die so you can live again and again, so instead of taking resources from the planet in one day hopes it will regrow, plan for future generations. Bankers took $30 billion in overdraft. Let me clarify by saying they took $30 billion from people that had no money. It's become outdated, less now a piece of paper and more a digital on a screen. The cult leaders say the word kids as if they know what they're talking about or plan to leave something better, but for now, with laws, we see crime by design. The CIA imports these opiates to sell them to funnel through the kids' houses and homes. The government and cults, they just leave people on disarray and on death's door, fighting for their own pension and pocket while funding wars. Helping whose children? Not any child of the earth, obviously, from homegrown ice addicts to lifeless Syrian children, not to forget the rest of the Middle East, only out to serve and destroy themselves. How do you feel knowing this life is probably the last healthy human body your soul is going to inhabit? The fact that you can't communicate with your spirit shows your Luciferian ways. I'm just trying to show you not all things that are bad have to end with violence. Words of wisdom. A fool speaks, a wise man thinks. I've thought too long and hard, and now it's time to be the fool and speak, but with planning and precision, I hope these words cut like a knife into your minds and make you think. We need to stand against fluoridation and chemtrails. I wouldn't complain if they didn't drift over to all skies, but they do. Increasing the bodily intake of aluminium and some other heavy metals, that's fluoride for you. While spraying chemicals that cause Alzheimer's and autism into the atmosphere, two very destructive chemicals on their own and a weapon when used together. You're not fighting one another, we're losing to our leaders. And even worse, the shadow puppets behind the scenes pulling the strings. Bankers took $30 billion in overdraft. Let me clarify by saying they took $30 billion from people that had no money. It's crime by design. For people who can't have it, they lose life and limb to get it. Or others, they work like slaves to get it. Nomadic rap with nomadic hooks, always changing to display the message.